Virgo, welcome back. Today I'm doing a reading for the last week of April, the 25th until May 1st, 2021. This will be for your sun, moon, or rising sign in Virgo should you cross watch. And as always, these are general readings and they might not resonate for you. That's absolutely okay. Take the things that are for you today, leave everything else behind, and let's get into your highest vibes. Thank you. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. If this is your first time, big welcome. Please do subscribe. Share this content if you like it with a friend. Leave me your comments and a big thumbs up if this reading does resonate for you. Okay. I think I'm going to throw this one back in the deck just because it didn't feel very intentional to me. And let's see what's going on for Virgo this week. If that moon flying out is any indication, we may have some secrets going on. Let's see. Okay. Well, we have a definite theme of twos going on here, and the overall energy is the Magician this week. So let's talk about the ways in which we talk about ourselves and what we're capable of. Okay, Virgo, let's talk about how I see myself versus how others see me. Maybe you don't feel like you are skilled or capable in some kind of way. Maybe you doubt your abilities, your talents, your gifts. And the energy I'm really receiving here is like to reevaluate your relationship with how you talk about yourself and how you view yourself, because I think you're more capable than you want to give yourself permission to feel. In the recent past here, we have the Nine of Swords, the Page of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles going through a bit of a rough patch right now, Virgo, at the end of Aries season here. And I guess this reading is technically for Taurus season, but this is recent past energy. So I feel like this is to do with the wrap up of Aries season and being in this headspace where intrusive thoughts are just coming up for you a lot. I get a sense that you're dealing with a lot of self-doubt. However, it looks to me and feels to me like somebody has come in and kind of seen that in you, somebody who you trust and who like knows what you're like all the time. You know, they know when you're going through it, they know when you're in a good place, a bad place, and everything in between. And they're finding some ways to lift your spirit. They're making sure to check in on you a little bit more. They're doing their best to really give you those pep talks that you need. They know how to give to you in a way that you'll be able to receive and give it back to yourself, if that makes sense. They know the words that they need to kind of plant inside of you in order for you to digest them and really like feel them to be true. And I think that's going to help pull you out of this funk if it hasn't already. Recent past, time is fluid. You could already be through this. In the present energy here, we have the Two of Wands, Page of Cups, and the Hanged Man. So getting pulled out of the funk is one thing, and now we see you here, Virgo, needing to come up with a better plan for where you want to go. Maybe some of this self-doubt has to do with not feeling like you have forward momentum right now. We have the Hanged Man coming up here, maybe feeling a little bit stuck, a little bit like you've been doing the same thing for a while. And we're needing to work a bit on that self-nurturing, a bit on that self-confidence, on trusting that we can make a change in our life if that is what we want, to get that momentum going just a little bit. Coming into future energy for you, we have the Two of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, and the Two of Swords. Yeah, well, I mean, this just really continues to be a reiteration of what we're just going through, wanting to bring new balance into our life. If we're feeling like we don't have enough forward momentum right now, how do we start to get that forward momentum? And I see you in this kind of brainstorming energy of like, here's where I am, here's where I'd like to be, or at least what I'd like to be moving forward to. How am I going to do it? What choices do I need to make for myself right now in order to get on that path and start to take those steps forward? We'll do some clarifying here to see what else we can learn for you. We'll start with the Magician and the overall energy. Ace of Voices, Seven of Inspiration, and the Muse of Materials. Yeah, this really for me is talking about like how you talk to yourself. What do you do for self-preservation? What are the things that you tell yourself or avoid telling yourself to protect yourself? These are the stories that are coming up here. This belief that you don't have the capabilities to do the things you want to do, to have the empowerment that you want to have. We're working on rewriting those stories, because I think a lot of it is just coming from a place of needing to protect yourself, and that's not helping you grow. It's not helping you to expand. So working on rewriting some of those thought processes that we find ourselves in. Let's take a look in the recent past at the Page of Swords. The Moon, the Page of Voices, and the Four of Materials. Yeah, somebody else is around for sure. I get that they just know how to talk to you in a way that nobody else does. It's somebody who you feel like they're just in your head when they tell you things. It's like they're saying things that you've been thinking about but have never articulated. And they understand the values about yourself that you hold really close at hand, the ways in which you really think that you are, believe yourself to be, try to project out into the world. They know that. They know what insecurities you have and like what ways you project in order to protect yourself from those being exposed. And I think you're going to find that they are just going to have the right words for you. They're going to be able to speak to truth that you haven't even been talking about. And that's really going to help start you on that right path of being able to really begin to reinvest in yourself and reinvest in what you can do. Let's look at the Two of Wands here in the present energy. Talk about plans for action and forward movement. The Hermit, there you are, Ace of Materials, and the Knight of Emotions coming up here. I think we're finding it's going to be important for you, Virgo, to be able to do something independently, to be able to do something a little bit on your own terms, or not subject to the energies of a lot of other people, not some big team dynamic. I think that's making you feel a little bit overwhelmed. You want to have a project or work in some way that speaks to you, speaks to something close to your heart, makes you feel really good. And that it can be something that is self-generated or self-directed in some way. And so we're seeing you here starting to try and plan for that. Like, what could I be doing in my life or with my life that would make me feel emotionally fulfilled because it's something that I care about, and also something that I can do on my own. I don't need to rely on other people. Because coming back to this self-confidence issue, I think to me it feels like when you're in a room with other people, that's when you start to really doubt yourself. When you see what other people have to offer, that's when you start to think that you don't have anything to offer. And that's absolutely false. You have something to offer. Every skill that you have may be something that the other person in the room does not have. Okay, there's always space. And I think that self-doubt becomes very crippling for you. So being able to find a way to work for yourself or with yourself or alone will make you feel more comfortable. However, if you could find a small team, a nurturing team, maybe that would help you to be able to overcome some of that negative self-talk, to work with other people that make you feel valued in some way and valuable in some way. All right, let's look at the Ace of Swords down here in the future energy. Nine of Voices, the Emperor, and the Four of Emotions coming up here. Yeah, I think again this is coming down to like having a really hard time with managing negative thoughts as they're coming up for you here, and wanting to find a way to be empowered in yourself and be able to, you know, like work for yourself so that you don't have to worry about this pile on of negative thinking that happens when you're in the energy of other people. I think that you get really fixated when you're in a room with others or around others about what they are thinking about you or what they are assuming about you, and that makes it very challenging for you to be able to expand or open up in some kind of way. So definitely need to work a little bit on like how we talk to ourselves here, Virgo, but also aligning yourself with people that are going to make you feel nurtured and supported in your work life, especially, I think, to help get you through this. We'll take one last message here. Nine of Cups, Seven of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. Wow, 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 wow. We got some feelings coming up. I really like this, though, as some closing energy for you, Virgo, especially in the wake of the theme of this reading. This for me is you really starting to get more clear on what would make you happy, and also getting clear on how you're feeling about all of the things and components that are going on around you right now, and choosing to leave behind some of those feelings, some of those fears that you carry with you all the time that are holding you back from being able to achieve the things that you really want to see yourself doing. I believe in you, and I hope that you'll come to believe in yourself as well. If this reading resonates, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe, like, and share some content from the channel. It would mean the world to me, and I'll see you next week.